Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Shepard with Align Family Wellness, and welcome to our topic today, which is going to be all about cortisol and cortisol addiction and what we need to know all about cortisol. So, do you ever find yourself reaching for a third cup of coffee just to make it through the afternoon? Do you feel like your child seems constantly wired but is exhausted at the same time? Can't focus in school, they're unable to wind down at night. This is so common. You are not alone. So, what you're experiencing is actually a cortisol addiction. So, this is a neurological dysfunction that isn't just affecting adults, it's becoming so common in our children. This constant fight or flight state has become our new normal, and it's wreaking havoc on our family's health and well being. And the worst part is that many of the solutions that you have been offered, from ADHD medications for your child or caffeinating yourself with that extra shot of espresso, are actually making the problem worse. And it's actually making the cycle harder to break. So, this video is for exhausted parents whose children struggle to focus with hyperactivity, anxiety, or mood swings, especially if conventional care plans haven't provided lasting relief. It's also for you parents who themselves feel constantly drained, wired, and dependent on stimulants just to get through the day. So, we are going to learn about revealing how modern society has trapped both children and parents into this chronic stress cycle, creating a literal addiction to stress hormones. And I get it. I'm there too. I can speak to this because I have literally lived this with my kids. You'll learn how cortisol addiction actually masquerades around as ADHD or anxiety, and that's why medications often make the problem worse. And the neurological approach that you guys can use to help your whole family to break free from this cycle, which has helped me so much get through all of this. So, honestly, the statistics are alarming. According to a recent data survey, ADHD diagnosis in kids have doubled in the past 20 years. Stimulant medications have also followed suit. Medications don't address the underlying neurological imbalance. In our practice, we consistently see families where both children and parents are caught in this stress cycle. The child's prescribed stimulants for focus, while the parent relies on their own stimulants of caffeine, creating mirror image patterns. It's basically nervous system dysfunction. The connection becomes clear when we understand that many of these children experience some sort of birth intervention or trauma: forceps, vacuum, C section, you name it, which can create the initial neurological imbalance that sets up the cortisol addiction from the start. It all can literally begin at birth for these kiddos. So let's talk about cortisol addiction and its connection to the autonomic nervous system. So, cortisol addiction occurs when the body becomes dependent on stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline, for energy, focus, and daily functioning. It's not a clinical diagnosis, but a physiological state where the body has adapted to chronically elevated stress hormones. So, the autonomic nervous system has two branches: the sympathetic, which is the fight or flight, and the parasympathetic, which is the rest, digest, and restore. These two should work in balance. They should be balanced. And we want the sympathetic activated for emergencies and the parasympathetic dominant for healing and restoration. In cortisol addiction, the nervous system becomes stuck in sympathetic dominance, constantly pumping out stress hormones. You are constantly driving cortisol into that system. Over time, the body begins to require these hormones just to function, and it becomes this horrible, vicious cycle. So let's talk a little bit about birth trauma and how it can set the stage for cortisol addiction. So, birth intervention like forceps, vacuum, C section, and even induction can create this physical trauma to the delicate upper neck and brainstem area of newborns, causing what we call subluxation, which is basically stuck stress, misalignment, tension, and nervous system interference in the actual neurologic nervous system. When subluxation occurs, when that stuck stress occurs in these areas, it impacts the vagus nerve, which is our nerve that creates rest and digest. So it shifts the child into sympathetic dominance from the very beginning of life, from day one. This neurologic imbalance causes things such as colic, reflux, sleep issues, And as children grow, it becomes bigger problems, focus issues, hyperactivity, emotional dysregulation, and other behaviors that are commonly diagnosed as ADHD or anxiety. So let's talk about our modern lifestyle and how that makes the cycle worse. Our modern environments bombard our nervous system with stimulation. Screens that emit blue light trigger cortisol production. Processed foods spike and crash blood sugar, and constant activity leaves little time for parasympathetic recovery. Children with an already dysregulated nervous system often seek intense stimulation, risk seeking behavior, screen time, bunches of sugar as a way to get the dopamine and cortisol hit their brain craves. Parents, this happens to you too. Caffeine dependence, busy schedules, their own screen time addiction, and creating family patterns of sympathetic dominance. When you're stressed, everyone gets stressed, and you don't know how to get out of it. So, the medication trap that makes things worse. Children can display signs of sympathetic dominance. There are often prescribed medications like Adderall or Ritalin, which temporarily boost focus rather than further activating that sympathetic nervous system. These medications don't address underlying neurological imbalance. They actually make it worse, potentially making the child even more dependent on sympathetic activation for basic functioning. Parents don't realize they're caught in the same track with caffeine, energy drinks, and chronic stress, which keeps their nervous system in sympathetic dominance. And I have been there. I am working through this, guys. It is hard with the demands that are put on our kids today, how much our working schedule and their schedule is affected. It is a real problem, you guys. So how neurologically focused chiropractic care breaks the cycle? I can speak to this. I'm a neurologically focused chiropractor. I am receiving neurologically focused chiropractic care, and it is so, so helpful. So rather than masking the signs, what we do is we address the root cause of the cortisol addiction by finding and locating that stuck stress that it is not allowing your body to get into rest mode. We used advanced technology called insight scans where we can detect neurological imbalance, where it is, and then we decide a personalized care plan to restore proper function. Each specific adjustment helps release the stuck stress from the nervous system, activating that parasympathetic branch and allowing the body to stop thinking they are being chased by a bear and being able to rest and digest more naturally. So, breaking this cycle of cortisol addiction requires a comprehensive approach to address the neurological cause. It takes time. I'm telling you from experience, but it is so worth it. At our office at Align Family Wellness, we specialize in helping families reset their nervous system naturally. We are nervous system experts without relying on medications that only mask symptoms. Our approach combines neurologically focused chiropractic care with practical lifestyle strategies that help support the parasympathetic activation. Improve sleep hygiene, we're reducing screen time, we're giving you breathing exercises, giving you things time in nature, taking silent walks, grounding, and some nutritional support. These insight scans we use provide a clear window into your family's nervous system function. It allows us to develop a customized care plan that addresses your specific needs. Everybody's different. Their amount of care is different based on their number of stressors. Many parents tell us they are amazed at how quickly both they and their children feel better after being adjusted and can reduce their dependence on stimulants. And I can speak to that 1,000%. And it's not just any chiropractic care. It is specific neurologic chiropractic care that does it. So if you're ready to break free from the cortisol addiction cycle and help your whole family thrive naturally, you can click the link in our bio and we can get you scheduled for an insight scan. You can sign up for our new patient registration. So during your first visit, we will listen to your story. Then we will conduct a thorough neurologic assessment and determine if we're the right fit for each other. Don't let another day go by trapped in this stress cycle. Please take the first step towards neurologic balance and discover what true health feels like for your entire family. School is getting ready to get out. It is summer. This is the time to get your child and yourself under neurologically focused chiropractic care. Do not wait until fall when things get busy. I know summer's busy with travel sports, but you have time during the week. Let's get in and do this right and do it now before fall gets ahead of us. We want to start your healing now. Contact us. We'd love to care for you and your family.